Welcome back to Animal Appreciation. This week we are talking about foxes. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Foxes are wild animals. Foxes are not pets. They're not domesticated. If you see somebody that has a fox as a pet, that is a red flag, and click away. We've got to start off with our classic, the red fox. This is the fox that everybody immediately thinks of when you say fox. It's just classic. They're adorable. They live pretty much everywhere except for like Antarctica. In some places they are invasive or not native, but they are very well adaptable. They can adapt to living pretty much anywhere, and they are doing very well for themselves. They often live in urban areas like cities and stuff and could be considered pests sometimes, but honestly they're just out here vibing. They're not pets. Another classic fox, the Arctic fox, and yes, these are the same type of animal. This one's the summer coat and this one's the winter coat. So it's just to do with camouflage. A pure white fox stands out more in the summer and a gray fox stands out more in the winter, so they change their coat to be able to adapt. These guys are found pretty much all over the Arctic Circle in the Northern Hemisphere, so like up in areas of Canada and Alaska, in some areas of Europe, Greenland, Iceland, etc. This is probably everybody's favorite fox, the fennec fox. Again, not pets. Don't have these as pets. They are a very desert-adapted foxes with the big ears and all that, and they are very, very cute. They are also the smallest fox, and they live in a bunch of areas in northern Africa, so like in and around the Sahara Desert. This is a bat-eared fox. Some of these foxes on the list aren't actually true foxes, but I'm going to include them anyway because I can do what I want to. So I'm pretty sure the bat-eared fox isn't a true fox, but he's on the list anyway because I like them. They always look very grumpy. These guys also live in Africa, just the more eastern and southern areas than the fennec fox, and they primarily, well not primarily, but they do eat quite a lot of termites in those big termite mounds, so that's pretty neat. This is the gray fox. They are an American fox, so they live all the way from Canada down through the States and into South and Central America. Well, actually, not really South, it's much more Central America, around like Mexico and other countries. They are apparently pretty rare in Canada, like there's not very many of them up here, but they are quite a bit more common in the States because I think they like the warmer areas. They seem to be more desert adapted, so they're not endangered, they're just very rare in Canada. This is the swift fox, another very cute fox species. I think they're all cute, but they were actually pretty endangered at one point because there's like a predator eradication program and wanted to get rid of all the predators, which is a bad thing. We know we need them in the ecosystem. At one point they were completely extinct in Canada. They have been reintroduced into some places like Alberta and Manitoba, and they are more common throughout the states in the more southern-ish states like New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming. Yeah, on the rare side, but I think they're doing better now. I don't think they're endangered anymore. This is the Tibetan sand fox, and yes, that is how they look. Another, I'm pretty sure not a true fox, but just look at him. I had to include it. It's amazing. He looks like a disgruntled Muppet. As you may guess from the name, the Tibetan sand fox lives on the Tibetan Plateau, with some ranging into India and China. But they are endemic to that area. That is the only place that they live. This is the kit fox, another American fox. They like more desert areas as well, so they live in the drier areas of the United States and Mexico, around like the Mojave Desert and all that. They're pretty cool. They're not, like, overall, kit foxes aren't endangered. There are some subspecies that are considered endangered, but overall they're doing pretty fine. This is the crab-eating fox. They are a South American species. They are pretty common in a bunch of South American countries like Venezuela, Paraguay, and into Argentina. They are called the crab-eating foxes, but they do have a pretty diverse diet of like birds and reptiles and small rodents and all that, so they don't specifically eat crabs, so the name is kind of misleading. This is the island fox. They live on a few of the Channel Islands off the coast of California. Interestingly, each population on each of the islands is considered its own endemic subspecies. So the island foxes on one island is different than the island foxes on another, just because they are endemic to that specific island. So them being endemic to only, I think, 6 islands, they are pretty rare species and are protected. And finally, we have the Darwin's fox. They are, again, an endangered fox species that are endemic to Chile, so they only live around the mainland coast of Chile as well as on a couple small islands off the coast of Chile. There are pretty rare. Last count, there was less than 700 of them left, so that's unfortunate. I will probably do an endangered species spotlight on at least one of these fox species eventually. But yeah, again, I love foxes. I think they're adorable, but foxes are not pets.